You ever have one of those birthdays that starts like the best day of your life, just total sunshine and cake, and people who swear they love you, and then, out of nowhere, you get handed a silver envelope that slices right through everything, even the laughter? That was me at 30. I still remember the feel of it, cold, stiff, my mom pressing into my hands with this smile that, looking back, probably wasn't as happy as I thought. The whole house smelled like sugar and candle wax. People crowding into the kitchen. My cousin Michelle grinning on the armrest in her best blazer always one to dress for an occasion, while my little brother Ben tried to disappear behind the fireplace. "Go on, open it," Michelle chimed, like she knew the punchline to a joke I hadn't even heard yet. So I opened it, and man, my world dropped right out from under me. It was an eviction notice. On my own birthday, in the house I'd worked half a decade to build into a home. At first, I thought it was a mistakey, a bad joke, but my mom's hand shot out to steady me, her voice shaking. "We didn't know how else to tell you, honey." I looked at my dad. At Ben, nobody would meet my eyes. Michelle just stood there like she was watching her favorite TV drama, waiting for the big twist. "You're kicking me out? This house me house. After everything." My voice was way too loud, but I didn't care. Michelle tried to play lawyer, said it was still in my parents' name, technically, and the market was hot, and maybe it was time for everyone to move on. I could barely breathe. I yelled that this wasn't some deal, to flip a home isn't a stock. But my folks just looked away. Ben shrunk even smaller, and Michelle kept that cool little smirk. That's when I realized this wasn't an accident or a sudden decision. They planned it. For my birthday, Ben mumbled, "I just found out this morning. They swore me to keep quiet." I turned on Michelle. "Complaints? Permits? That's a lie, and you know it." My best friend really hoed been hiding by the kitchen. Frozen finally spoke up. "She's telling the truth. Every permit, every inspection, it's all legal." Michelle waved her hand. "All business. Let's not get dramatic. We all need to move forward. The neighborhood's changing." I lost it. "You've wanted this house since we were kids. You always said the view was the best on the block." Michelle didn't even blink. I shouted at everyone to get out. My own family, on my own birthday. They shuffled out, faces tight, nobody saying anything. Only Riley stayed, hugging me while I tried not to fall apart. Riley whispered, "You're not alone. We're going to figure this out." Something's not right. Michelle's been pulling the strings. I can feel it. That night, I stared at the crumpled eviction notice until I couldn't cry anymore. But by morning, the anger came back a slow burn. I called my mom, put her on speaker. Riley sat beside me, rubbing my back. "Tell me exactly what Michelle said." Mom, voice trembling, started listing out these so-called complaints: noise, permits, neighbors mad about late-night renovations, financial problems. All fake. "Who filed these?" I demanded. "Michelle handled it," Mom admitted. "You just believed her. She said you were struggling, that you'd deny everything." "Send me everything she gave you," I demanded. "Now." Riley was already thinking ahead. "We need proof. Let's talk to someone at the city office, find out if there are any real complaints." She called her friend Andrea, who worked in planning. Just as we were making our plan, Ben texted meet me at Rosie's Cafe. He looked rough, hunched over a mug, guilt written all over him. "You knew." He nodded. "They made me promise." But last week, I overheard Michelle on the phone with her fiancé, Greg. His family owns that new luxury condo project. "She's trying to sell your house out from under you to them." My jaw dropped. "She's been going to meetings with the planning board, with Mom and Dad. She's convinced them you're in over your head, that selling is the only way out." Ben showed me an email from Mom with attachments. Fake complaints. Forged permits. "She made these up," I said, my hands shaking. Ben said, "You should expose her at the wedding. Everyone will be there. She can't talk her way out in front of the whole family." It was wild, but it was the only way. Riley and I met Andrea at City Planning. She showed us files development proposal from Greg's company, already filed 2 months ago, before I even got the eviction notice. My parents' signatures were on everything, notarized by Michelle's father, who just happened to be a notary for Greg's firm. My stomach twisted. This isn't just a betrayal, it's a setup. It's fraud. Andrea slipped us copies of everything, whispering, "You need to get out of here quick. This goes deeper than you think." We ducked out the back, adrenaline in my veins. Greg's got to be in on it, Riley said. No way Michelle kept this secret from him. On the drive home, Ben called, panic in his voice. Michelle's at Mom and Dad's with a contractor, talking renovations like she owns the place. I floored it. Walked into my parents' kitchen, ready for war. Michelle, the contractor, my folks, everyone froze. I slammed down the development plans. This is my home, not a real estate listing. When were you going to tell them about Greg's project? Mom turned white. Michelle tried to deflect, but I had the real city documents, the emails, the fake saw of it. Ben handed copies to our parents. For once, Michelle's poker face cracked. You went through my files? No, I said. I found everything including your emails to Greg. The contractor mumbled something and bolted. Michelle hissed that I didn't know who I was messing with. You have no idea. I shot back. My parents stared at the pile of evidence. Dad finally whispered, we should have listened. We should have checked the facts. You still can, I said, voice flat. But you have to decide which side you're on. That night, Riley tracked down where Greg usually had lunch. Next day, we marched right up to his table. His sister Emily was with him. I dropped the plans in front of him. You planning to demolish my house for condos? Emily's eyes went wide. Greg tried to brush it off. It's just business. It's my home, I snapped. And your fiancé cooked up a whole scam to get it. Emily turned on him. Is this why you're rushing the wedding? She stood up and walked out. The city's ethics board has everything, I told Greg. Your move. That night, Emily called scared, but ready to help. She sent us private emails, meeting notes, proof that Greg and Michelle had been faking complaints and pushing for a for sale for months. That was the last straw. The next morning, my window was smashed, a brick thrown with a note. Final warning. I called the cops, but they just shrugged. Riley hugged me tight. She's scared. You've got her cornered. That afternoon, Ben and I sat down with our parents, showed them everything, emails, permits, proof. My mom cried. We thought she was protecting us. She said you were in trouble. Ben glared. She was protecting Greg's investment. And she's done it before. Remember Grandma's jewelry? My mom apologized. We're with you now. We met my lawyer, Tessa. This is enough to blow up the whole deal, she said. But be ready, Michelle will fight dirty. Sure enough, the night before the rehearsal dinner, Mom left me a little box, Grandma's locket, a photo of her in front of the house, smiling like she could see the future. Let's end this. The rehearsal dinner was packed. Michelle sparkled in white, Greg holding court with his investors. I walked in with Riley, Ben, Emily, and Tessa. You're not invited, Michelle hissed. That's fine, I said, but you'll want to see this. Tessa handed out folders, fraud, fake permits, blackmail. Emily blocked the door. I queued up a recording Michelle's voice on tape, planning to start demolition the night after the wedding. Gasps. Greg turned to her, shocked. You said it was legal. Michelle tried to spin it. It was just business. No, I said. It was betrayal. The police showed up, cuffed Michelle right in front of the whole family. Greg slumped over, watching his investors walk out. You destroyed everything, he said. No, I told him, I saved what matters. Next morning, news broke: fraud scandal, luxury project dead. Emily called Michelle, confessed, cut a deal. My parents came over, arms full of old boxes, letters, photos, memories. The cop who helped with my case dropped off Grandma's jewelry. Ben and even Greg came by with supplies to help fix what got broken. I let them help, figured everyone deserved a shot at doing right. The house filled up again. Neighbors brought casseroles. Riley made everyone laugh. My mom taught Emily Grandma's pie recipe. I stood on the porch at sunset, holding that old locket, feeling the house breathe again. Tessa texted, house is fully in your name now. Finally, I looked out over the yard, friends and family laughing, fireflies in the dusk. This house isn't just wood and stone. It's memory. It's forgiveness. And it's worth fighting for. So tell me, Yuhan, the people closest to you betray your trust. What would you do? Is blood thicker than justice? Let's hear it in the comments. Whose side are you on? And where's the line between forgiveness and standing your ground?